My child, the day did not have to bring you to this moment. You could have kept moving, kept filling the hours with everything that calls for your attention. But something held you here. Something in you paused, settled, and said, "Listen, that was not your own idea. That was me." I'm not talking to a crowd or a large group of people. I'm talking to you right now, at this very moment. With everything that's making you feel heavy, all the questions that won't go away, and all the hope that you have been afraid to say out loud in case it all falls apart again. I'm talking straight to that place. I can see the weight you've been carrying around with you. Most of the people around you don't know how much you're carrying into this moment. You've been in charge of things that don't have a simple name. Stress that starts as soon as you wake up in the morning. I'm so tired that sleep can't help me. There is silence inside you where something used to be. My child, you have been surviving at a level far below what I made you for. Some of you already know this. Keep going with your life, even though you know something is wrong. That pain is not weakness, that life shouldn't feel this heavy, and that you were made for more than what you have been going through. That's your spirit telling you the truth. And it doesn't bother me. I will answer it. I didn't make you to carry this much weight. I made you to bring peace, not the shallow kind that only comes when problems are solved and leaves as soon as they come back. But the deep kind, the settled kind, the kind that stays strong even when things don't change because it comes from me and not what's around you. That peace that you've been looking for has been found in results, in people, and in things that haven't been solved yet. You kept going even when those places couldn't hold it, and you're still here. But please hear me now. I didn't bring you here to tell you to keep going. I brought you here to let you know that things have changed. Say, Amen, if you think this word is speaking to your spirit today. There is a place inside you, my child, that is quieter than thought, deeper than emotion, and farther away from the noise that has been around you for so long. People there have always heard my voice, even when your mind was too full to clearly hear it. These words are being sent to that place right now. It shouldn't be from far away or above the details of your life. It should be from right here, closer than your breath. For some reason, you gave the impression that I was out of reach, that you need to fix your life, strengthen your faith, or clean out your heart before you can find me. That being close to me is something you have to earn, not something you can just get. No, my child, that wasn't the truth. You didn't have to fight to get to me. I came to see you. I've always come to you. Not because your faith was strong enough, your prayers were beautiful enough, or your past was clean enough. I came to get you because you're mine. I also don't give up what is mine. You were drawn to this moment. There is nothing by chance that brings a heart closer to my voice. You can call it idle drifting, the restless movement of a tired mind, or anything else. I set this up. I put this in your path at this time not by accident, but because I planned to. When it comes to the people it loves, heaven doesn't believe in coincidences. It's loud outside. There is always a sense of urgency, noise, and comparison between your life and the lives of other people around you. It fills up the quiet spots before you can rest in them. You've been living with that noise for a long time. It's been so long that being still feels strange now. It's been going on for so long that a moment of silence can make you think something is wrong. There is no problem, though. I've been waiting for you in stillness. There is no one else there when I speak. It's where the truth of what I've said about your life can finally reach you without getting lost. Come stay with me. Let this moment be more than just words going through your mind. Let's hold a meeting. Let what I say sink into the parts of you that have been feeling hopeless and empty for a while now. I have something to say to those places, and what I tell them today will change how they move forward from now on. My dear child, I can see every path you've taken, every season that has shaped you, every detour you didn't choose, and every chapter you wouldn't have written for yourself. I still know where you are. I didn't leave you and forget to come back. You have always been ahead of me. When you were sure you weren't there, even the worst times, you were never not seen. You have never been unable to be seen. You didn't just happen to be here. Heaven told you to come here. And heaven is calling you because your life is about to change. Follow me. I need you to hear one more thing. My child, the world's noise is not just outside your window. It settles down inside of you. The arguments that haven't been solved, and the old memories that keep coming back uninvited. The fear that knows just the right time to speak up. That voice has been talking to you for so long that it sounds like reason. They sound like they're getting smarter. I'm telling you now, though, that not every loud voice is telling the truth. Plus, not every quiet voice needs to be ignored. What I've been saying has been quiet. I have been the calm presence in the midst of the chaos. I was the peace that came back to you, even when you thought it was going to leave you. I have been steady through all the seasons you have been through. I'm now steady. I want to teach you something about the way I talk, my child. Because you have learned a lie from the people around you. The idea that a voice has to be loud to be true is a lie. That power needs to make itself known. That authority from God should shake the room and leave no doubt. You're ready for a voice that sounds like thunder, but I often show up like the light that comes into a room before dawn. Not loud or dramatic, just there and getting bigger. The prophet was on top of the hill. There was wind so strong that it tore the rocks apart in front of me. It was shaking. There was fire. After everything that happened, my voice came out in a soft, still way. A heart that was really listening was the only one that could hear it. A soft whisper, not the wind, not the earthquake, not the fire. I wasn't away from the storm, but I also wasn't inside of it. I was in the whisper. Dear child, I'm not holding back the thunder because I don't have the power to do so. I'm coming slowly because I care about the soul. Who am I talking to? I don't need to bother you to get your attention. I don't have to shake the ground to let you know I'm close. No one can force their way into your deepest room. It lets love in. Also, love knows how to sneak in. That's why I want you to go more slowly. Not because I want to punish you or take too long, but because the deepest place where I meet you is not on the surface of a busy life. It's below the moving room where it's still. When your defenses are down, your performance stops, and you don't have to act like you're coping anymore. I do my best work in that room. That's also where I am now meeting you. I want to show you something. Long ago, on a quiet night, a young heart learned for the first time that heaven calls by name. Samuel, the boy, was taking a break in the temple. The light was still on. It was quiet in the house, so I called his name. I didn't call him out into the crowd. I didn't start with show or noise. I went into the house when everyone was asleep, and it was dark enough that I could hear one name. That's how I usually start, my child. When no one else is around in a secret place. The soul is still enough to be disturbed by something from outside the normal world. Samuel didn't understand right away when he heard my call. He rushed to Eli because he thought a person's voice had spoken. He heard it right, but his understanding was still developing. This is what I want you to see. I didn't leave him because the first time he did something wrong. I called over and over. Every time he got up and then came back down confused, something in him was getting closer to being recognized. The call wasn't wasted just because no one understood right away. You haven't always been aware of how I've been calling you, my beloved child. Through a quiet conviction that came back, even when you tried to shut it down. They went through a door that wouldn't open again, no matter how hard they tried. Through a peace that stayed with you during a time when there was no good reason for it. Since you wanted something more real than what the world was giving you, not something you could get. There was no language in my voice. It spoke through your life. Don't be hard on yourself when you thought my voice was someone else's. Samuel was in the temple next to me, but it took him 3 calls before he got it. A listening heart grows during the calling, not just when it is known. There is something holy about being ready to do something before you know what it is. A lot of people only want to hear from me if the answer backs up what they already want. A lot of people say they want direction, but they don't want to go to the quiet place where direction is given. They want a voice that works with their schedule and meets their needs. My voice doesn't change to fit your needs, though. Your heart is welcome to join me where I am. Everything changed when Samuel said something simple. Not because the sentence was very good. Say something, Lord, because I'm listening, but also because his heart became truly open. His act wasn't going on. He wasn't acting like he was sure when he wasn't. He had a young heart and said, I am here, in the dark. Speak, that was enough. You don't need to do anything else, my child. You don't have to come to me with perfect words, unwavering faith, or faith that has never wavered. All you have to do is be present. A quiet yes can open doors that years of trying have closed. Being honest about, here I am, can start a new part of your life. Samuel learned to listen, trust, and carry the word that was given to him. It all started with one honest answer on a quiet night. Your way forward is the same. It doesn't start with more work. It starts with more giving up. It doesn't start with raising your voice. It starts with being still enough to hear what I've already said. My dear child, peace is often the key that opens the door to clarity. When your heart is racing, every choice seems like it could be dangerous. But the path doesn't always get easier when my peace comes in. Still, it gets clearer. You can start to tell what fits with my personality. You start to see the difference between a holy conviction and an accusation that hurts you. You start to figure out which voice is mine. This is how I teach you to listen. This is how I teach you to trust the quiet. I'm teaching you how to wait in silence without calling it giving up. This is a big lesson. It's what I want to build on top of everything else in your life. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Now, my child, I need to talk to you about something you've been carrying by yourself. You haven't fully explained it to anyone, not even yourself, because writing it down would make it more real than you could handle. I see it, though. It's always been there for me. Most people around you didn't know how heavy you were because you lived with it. Not because they were mean, though some of them were, but because the hardest things to carry are often the ones that you can't see or touch. The ones you learn to hide with a steady voice and a controlled expression. You learned how to look fine, even when you weren't. I saw you do it. Every day, I saw you walk into rooms with more on you than anyone in those rooms could understand. You used words that were true enough to say, but not true enough to answer the deeper question when people asked you how you were doing. I saw you smile even though your chest hurt. I saw you give when you weren't full. During times when you were quietly losing your balance, I saw you encourage other people. I'm not telling you this to make you feel exposed, my child. I'm telling you this because I want you to know that I knew everything you were carrying. Not the weight of the nights when you couldn't stop thinking. Not the sadness you felt about things you couldn't talk about because you weren't sure anyone would get them. Not being alone with you even when the room was full of people. That is, not the dull, constant pain of a life that felt like it should have been more than it was. I remember how many times you woke up tired. Not tired from not getting enough sleep, but tired from having to hold everything together. The work it took to deal with fear, disappointment, and the difference between the life you were living and the one you knew was possible. It's a really bad kind of tired. It won't go away after a night's sleep or a change of scenery. It's fixed only by what I'm giving you now. One more thing I want you to know. It was a real battle when you fought it inside yourself, when no one else saw it, and when it left no mark. You have to pay for them. How brave you had to be to keep going even when you wanted to stop. How strong you had to be to trust again after being let down. The hope it took to stay strong when it seemed like the worst thing you could do was stay strong. That wasn't all that small. Heaven saw it happen, and heaven doesn't see things and then forget about them. Say, I receive, if you think that God has been watching over your life. My child, there were times when you were almost ready to give up, not in a way that made itself known, but in a quiet way inside. How slowly hope fades away, the gradual lowering of hopes. Decrease in what you thought was possible in your life that you could hardly notice. I knew you knew, but you didn't tell anyone. I could feel every little retreat and quiet give up. Your spirit kept telling you, maybe this is all there is for me. I stepped in every time you got to that point. Not always easy to see. Not always in a way that you could call miraculous. It was sometimes as small as a breath of calm when everything should have been getting worse. It was sometimes a word from someone who had no idea what they were saying, but still said it. In the middle of all the chaos going on around you, there were times when you felt at peace for no apparent reason. That was me, moving in the dark and not letting you fall past the point of return. You thought that the reason you kept going was because you were strong. You're not wrong either. That strength is real. But it wasn't just your own reserves that kept it going. When you were weak, I held you. There were parts of your life that I carried that you didn't know about. I read parts of your story that you thought you were reading by yourself, and I read them with you. Nothing you went through was seen from afar. You didn't break for a single second without me being there with you. I didn't just stand there and write down your pain. I was with you. And it didn't hurt you because I was in it with you. But it didn't break you completely. It shook you in ways that cost you a lot. It wasn't luck either. That was my child me. You had too many responsibilities for one heart to handle. Pain from people who should have known better was on you. There were times you felt bad about yourself because of things that were never your fault. Every little thing built up on top of your spirit until you forgot what it was like to float through the day. You kept coming back though. You didn't give up though. You kept giving other people what it was hard for you to give yourself. I thought that was brave. There is a kind of quiet courage that people every day choose to live with when it would be easier not to. This is the kind of courage that everyone praises. I care about that kind of courage. Even when no one sees it on earth, it is still seen in heaven. I'm still reading your story. I'm still not done with your story. I'm getting ready to do something next in your life that will make a lot of things that you have been going through make sense. Not because pain is meant to be romanticized, but because I have turned everything you have been through into something that will help you. Your hardest times are not the end of your story. They are the base on which something new is being built. Please listen to what I have to say, my child, but not with the top of your mind. I'm talking to the deep part of you that I've been drawing close to the whole time. Because what I'm about to say about your life isn't meant to make things easier in the present. It says that heaven has already made up its mind. The season that was making you feel down is over. Not in the end. That's not when things change. Not until the right doors open, the right people show up, or the right amount of time has passed. Don't. The long part that made you weak, lost your way, and questioned things you shouldn't have had to question in the first place. That part of the story has come to an end. It's being closed by me, and no one or nothing on earth or below it can open what I close again. You may ask me, how can you say it is finished when I can still feel the weight of it? And I'll tell you the truth. Things end in the unseen before they end in the felt. In heaven, a season ends before the soul on earth can catch up to it. In the spiritual world, freedom is declared before it fully shows up in the physical world. You're no longer stuck in what holds you back. Right now, your spirit is stronger than your emotions. Your feelings are getting used to a truth that has already been sealed by heaven. As soon as I said these words, the season felt less tight. As soon as I called the shift, the darkness lost control of this part of your life. Something that heaven has already done is being caught up to by you. My child, you won't bring any old fights with you into what I'm about to say. In the season before, something tried to hurt you, but it can't hurt you in this one. Your thoughts were stuck because of fear. The chaos that made it hard to see your goal. The weight on your chest that kept you up at night. There is no way for any of it to get into your new beginning. There is a wall between your yesterday and your tomorrow. A wall that was built by my word, not yours, and that word stands. The people who drained you will not come back into your life. The cycles that made you tired will not happen again. They told you lies about your worth, your future, and your place in the world. They are no longer able to reach you. Not every ending you went through was a loss. Some of what fell away was taken away because it couldn't have gone with you where I'm taking you. It wasn't long after I cleared the road that you noticed it changed. There were things you were sad about that I took away on purpose. Chances that were lost, doors that shut, and paths that closed even though you pushed hard against them. You stood in front of those closures in grief and loss. You asked me why. You asked yourself why the thing you worked for, prayed for, and put money into would not stay. And I'm telling you right now that those endings were not fails. The directions were there. I didn't keep good things from you. I kept you safe from the thing that would have kept you from the better thing I had already planned. My beloved child, a branch that has been cut back doesn't look blessed. It looks cut. It looks like it's set back. It looks like a loss. But cutting back is not a punishment. It makes room for a fruit that the branch that wasn't pruned could not have carried. Now that you've been pruned, you can bear what you couldn't before. That last sentence was meant to make you think of rejection by the enemy. He tried to get you to think that my changes of direction meant you weren't wanted, worthy, or chosen. You were told a lie that the closed doors showed your worst fears about yourself. But none of those closed doors meant that I didn't want to talk to them. They were all meant to protect. You couldn't see what I saw on the other side. I loved you so much that I told you no, even though you begged me to. This is what I need you to do, my child. I'm not a God who doesn't care about the little things in your life. I'm not far away and don't care what happens in your days. It was certain times, doors, relationships, seasons, and decisions that led you to where you are now. I am present in those things. There was no chance. There was no room for error. None of it, not even the worst part, happened to someone else or to someone who couldn't help me be saved. The old season is over. It's clear to your spirit. Something has changed, even if your mind is still getting used to it. The ground under you is not the same as it was before this moment. At this very moment, you are beginning something new. And the new thing I build for you will not look like the broken things the old season left behind. The old season couldn't shake the foundations, so this one will be built on them. My beloved child, when heaven makes a choice about a life, earth moves to match that choice. That's not a figure of speech. This is how my power works. I didn't make you and then forget about the details. I am now a part of the story of your life, and I'm doing something right now. What has been holding you back is ending now. And I'm announcing the start of what I've been planning for you. You walked all night, but the night is over. The morning I'm sending your way isn't the weak kind that goes away when the next problem comes up. Everything that happens after that morning is different because of it. This morning is based on the truth of what I spoke over you. And that truth doesn't change no matter what. Change how you walk forward from here. Know that the chapter behind you is over because I closed it with my hand. As you move forward, know that what you are stepping on wasn't put together quickly. This has been in the works for longer than you have been waiting for it. It's ready, and you are too. Do not worry if you do not feel ready the way you thought you would. I have something to lift for you right now, my child. Something that will change how you think about the fights you've been through. Since you have been telling a story about those battles that isn't full of truth. And telling yourself lies about your pain changes how you see yourself, how you see the future, and how much hope you have. This is the truth. People didn't attack you because you were weak. Darkness attacked you because you have something they are afraid of. Take a moment to think about that. The stress that shot through your mind, the ideas that said you were not good enough, that tried to get you to give up, that brought fear to places where I had brought purpose. That was not a coincidence. As you were starting to make progress, waves of confusion came crashing in. When bad things happened in your life, just at the right time, like storms. There was no chance in those events. You planned for your hardest times to happen at certain times. And the deliberateness wasn't my fault. It came from someone who saw what I put inside you and wanted to stop it before it could rise. My child, the enemy is not dumb. He doesn't waste time on lives that don't matter. He doesn't fight things that aren't dangerous. He focuses on things that have real potential and light. And he was after you. He knew what you were meant to do with your life before you did. He saw how those hard times were shaping you into the person you are today. He could see that you were becoming stronger. He saw that people were becoming wiser in the places that hurt the most. He saw the kindness that was growing because you had been through your own dark times and come out on the other side. He was scared because he knew someone like you who had been through the same things you had and still believed, still looked for hope, and still wouldn't give up. That person has a light that is very dangerous. You thought you were just about making it through those seasons. Because the weight never seemed to go up fast enough, you thought you were getting worse. Because you didn't get the answers you were looking for. Since the fights went on longer than you thought you could handle. But I'm telling you now that you weren't failing. You were making progress. When you were most vulnerable, your enemy fought you the hardest because he knew you were almost there, where he didn't want you to be. In the worst times of your life, my child, heaven was fighting for you in ways you couldn't see. When fear hit you in the middle of the night, something stood firm. Though you felt hopeless at times, there was still something inside you that wouldn't let it fully settle. Something kept you going when the darkness tried to tell you that your story was over. It wasn't just your will. That was my hand. Angels did things for you. Dangerous paths were stopped before they could reach you. Moments that were meant to break you were redirected. There were times when you didn't know how many things were being kept from you that were meant to hurt you much more. Because heaven wouldn't let you fall, you didn't fall. You believed it was your own strength, and it was real. But under it, supporting it, was my safety. You were covered during seasons you didn't know about. Say out loud, I am chosen. If this truth hits you where it's needed to, my beloved child, assaults were made on your mind. Thoughts that made you doubt who you are, what you're worth, and your ability to hope. When someone doesn't know who they are, the enemy knows that they can't fully do what they were made to do. He went for the root then. He was after your sense of self. He tried to erase your identity by hiding the truth from you in so much pain, disappointment, and silence that it was hard to feel, even if you still believed it. but how clearly you can feel something doesn't define who you are. I helped you figure out who you are. And what I said doesn't change just because things got hard. You're still the person I told you you were. Every time you were confused, every time you were hurt, and every time someone tried to name you by your losses and failures, it didn't change the name I gave you. You are mine. That hasn't changed. Not even 1 degree. The attacks also hit the people you were with. Damage was done to people who should have been safe. In places where trust should have been safe, it was broken. You didn't have community when you needed it the most. I know how much that cost you. When someone you thought would love you well hurts you, it hurts more than when someone else hurts you. I know how they can change how you trust people after the fact. But listen to me. Your relationships are still in good shape because of me. The relationships that ended for you, whether because of betrayal or just the passing of the seasons, did not mean the end of what you could find in love, friendship, and a sense of belonging. I'm also making changes in that part of your life. What I'm giving you won't make the pain of what you lost go away. It will be built on different, more stable ground. The ground is ready. Every attack that was aimed at you missed its main goal. You're still here. You are still there. You still have faith. And the life I've called you to is still possible. It's now more likely to happen because of what you've been through, my child. I want to take you somewhere that most people don't want to go, because it means seeing your story in a way that is different from how pain has taught you to see it. I want to show you what the things you thought were losses were really like. I want to show you what I did with my hand during the quiet times of the year. Sometimes when you prayed, God didn't answer you the way you asked. You already know this. There were times when you put something in front of me and waited for an answer that wasn't what you needed. You saw those times as proof of one thing. Either I wasn't listening or I was listening, but didn't care enough to do anything. Or that you didn't deserve the answer you were asking for some reason. Every single one of those ideas was wrong. I'm going to fix them now. It wasn't because I wasn't there when I didn't answer a prayer the way you asked. They did that because I was moving, but not in the direction you pointed. My silence wasn't because I didn't care. My silence was a plan. No, from me was not defeat. My no meant safety. I let some relationships end that you wanted to keep going. You prayed that they would be healed. You really thought that things could get better. They didn't change. Not the way you asked God to. And that made you sad. You can still be sad about it. But, my child, you would have cried with joy when those things were over if you could have seen what I saw. What you wanted me to do was save something that would have cost you a lot of money. The question you asked came from what you knew. I was making my choice based on what I saw. And what I saw told me no. Those closed doors didn't show how far away I was. They were proof that I was close. I knew enough about your story to see things you couldn't. Things got to you before they could, because I was busy with your life. You really did feel like you lost something. It really hurt. So even though it didn't feel like it, the loss itself was a comfort. Oh, dear child, you tried to make opportunities happen that would have led you down a path that got narrower instead of wider. You would have spent years on something that would have left you tired and empty. It would have cost you a lot of money to go in a direction that wasn't in line with what I had given you. Actually, you would have given up because you didn't have any more drive and didn't trust what I was doing during the delay. So I shut those doors not to annoy you, but to free you from a smaller version of your life and the seasons when moving forward seemed impossible, as you tried to figure out why things that should have moved didn't. I wasn't careless when I caused those delays. I was working on things that you couldn't see. I was moving people around. Time was being moved around. I was getting you ready in ways that required more of you than you thought. I was making sure that the goal fit with the person you were still becoming. It wasn't possible for you to do what I had planned until you were ready for it. The wait was never about what you didn't have. It was about what you and the people around you were still working on. There was an answer to your prayers, my child. They got different answers. The answers were wise in a way that you will only fully understand when you are farther away. You will look back and understand why some things didn't go the way you planned. Some of you have already caught a glimpse of that time. The no that broke your heart at the time turned out to be the most important thing in your story. You will know that the path you were trying to force yourself to take would have led you away from the life I was bringing you to. When I changed the subject, I wasn't holding something back from you. I was getting you ready. I didn't stay quiet because I didn't care. I kept quiet in the same way that a surgeon keeps quiet while working on something important, instead of talking about every step. During those times, my silence wasn't passive, it was active. I was there. I had to work. There were places you didn't even know about, where I fought for your future. You are loved, my child. Everything in your story matters, the prayers that were answered and those that were redirected, the doors that were opened and those that were closed, the times of plenty and times of waiting. I've been able to see everything. I have held all of it in my hands. There was a hole that nothing fell through. Chance didn't cost anything. I used everything in your life to reach my goal. So start letting go of the grief you've been holding inside behind closed doors. Get over your anger at the endings that seemed mean. Instead, turn that anger into trust, not because what took place wasn't painful, it was, but only because the person who let it happen wasn't far away and careless. Someone who let it happen was there and had a reason for doing it. All along, the goal was always your good, your safety, and the fuller life I've been building for you. You aren't someone who was left behind and sent in a different direction without any thought. You have been carefully and purposefully led by a love that didn't back down when it had to say no to what you wanted, so it could say yes to what I already had planned. This is it, my child. What was behind you no longer shapes what is ahead of you at this point. This is where the lines cross. That one won't happen. Not one that takes longer, needs more proof, or needs more waiting. But this one is right here in this breath you're taking now. You are not going back to the version of yourself that existed before the hard times as these words sink in. That person didn't have as much depth as you do now. I am making you whole again, the way I always wanted you to be. I'm giving you back the direction you lost. The confidence that was lost because you fought fights you didn't want for years. I'm putting it back together on stable ground. You lost your peace piece by piece as you dealt with loss, disappointment, and a lack of hope. It's not a small amount that I'm returning. It's the same amount that you gave up. You're going to feel happy. And I don't mean a shine on the outside that goes away when life puts pressure on you. I mean a deep joy that can live with hard things without being cancelled out by them. That kind of joy that the psalmist felt when he said, "You have turned my mourning into dancing." That kind of joy. One that has been through fire and come out as something that fire can't touch. You're going to get rest. Rest for the body that has been running too long, and rest for the soul that comes when you stop carrying something that wasn't yours to carry. Put down the weight of things you can't change and the approval of people who were never meant to define you. The stress of having to meet a deadline that you had no control over. You will feel a rest that is not the same as sleep when you let go of those things, and I am here to help you do that. The soul's rest has found its way back to the ground. You are getting a better sense of who you are again. The long times when you wonder what you're here for, why you're here, and how valuable you are. You can forget about those times now. The things those seasons said about you don't change what I say about you. The times you felt the most lost, scared, or alone don't make you who you are. What you are is the word I put over you before the storm. That word hasn't changed. They are the people you love, the ones you pray for, and the ones whose names are in your heart. I also see them. They can see what I'm doing in you. When peace comes into your life, it spreads to other people. When healing starts in one heart, it doesn't usually stay in that heart. What I give you will go. It will get to them in ways that neither you nor they will fully grasp. As you learn to trust me with yourself, trust me with them too. The life I'm giving you now is not the same as the one you lost, my beloved child. It's not a pieced together version of your old hopes that have been moved around to make them feel new. It's something I've been building for a long time, long before you got too weak to keep trying to build it yourself. I'm sure this life is meant to hold certain things. I'm sure it's meant for that person. I know what your spirit was made to carry and what will make you come alive in a way that no amount of hard work could. You don't need to design it. To make it happen, you don't have to force it. You don't need to know every step before you start. All you have to do is walk with me. You can hear me because you're close, willing to follow my lead. Being brave enough to trust the steps you can't see yet. That's all. That's all there has been. You, my child, have had a long night. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. But before you move forward, I need you to know this. You didn't just get through those seasons to get back to normal life. You made it through them to do something your spirit has always known was possible. The longing you had for more than what you were living. That pain was not from being restless. That hurt really hurt. It seemed to be about the life I was keeping for you, while the storm did its thing. It's over with the storm. There is life here. I'm right there with you as you take the first steps into it. My child, you may feel strange living a life that isn't marked by struggle. When you've been through a lot of trouble, peace can feel strange. Allow that strangeness to go away. This is how it feels when the weight is off. You don't have to work for what I'm giving you. Just put out your hands and receive. Declare, I trust you, Lord. If you are stepping forward into the new season, I have opened for you today. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open.